okay, I just want to like preface like everything that, well, postface I suppose now, that we accept all people, but we're just stating facts right now. We're stating like
Yes.
scientific facts that people just misinterpreting it, sadly. But
Yes, of
the
course.
the way that some people view this is just misguided. They're not, they need to be taught something, but how people react to being guided is a whole different issue, of course.
People don't like being wrong. That's a fault of the educational system everywhere. It's
Oh,
not limited
definitely.
to the US or to Mexico or to whatever. This is just how it is. People have had bad teachers through their lives, teachers that ridicule them for being wrong or for being ignorant.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong about being wrong. There's nothing wrong about not knowing things. There is something wrong, really, really wrong, about making fun of a person for not knowing things,
Yeah,
or
definitely.
for
Uh,
getting something wrong. And that's a trauma that stays with people. I was hurt before when when I didn't know the answer to a question, so now I'm just going to pretend I'm right all the time.
oh yeah, there's that there is really just an underlying like like what you said, trauma that affects so many people and they don't even know it, especially regarding like education.
Precisely.
There's this one thing I actually do want, I just recall from the conversation. Like, are you aware of that? I forgot the name of the chef, but it's a very famous chef in the UK.
Gordon Ramsay,
Not Gordon Ramsay, the other guy. It's always Gordon Ramsay
Jamie
whenever you
Oliver.
say UK. Yes, Jamie Oliver. He went to a school and he wanted to
Hmm.
like showcase like how unhealthy the kids were eating, right?
Oh yeah, I
Are
love
you
that
aware of
story.
this?
Yeah.
Yes. Just for the viewers, Jamie Oliver went to a school and he wanted to show the nutrition that the kids were being fed, and none of them were eating healthy. They were eating like constantly fried food or constantly like oily baked food, and food that's full of sugar. And what he did was he tried his best to like explain to the parents that they are not wrong, they're not bad parents, that they are just misguided because they weren't taught properly. Yet these parents rebelled and broke into the school to give their kids the lunches they wanted, not the lunches they needed, which was McDonald's. Of course they wanted McDonald's because, let's be honest, kids want McDonald's. I want McDonald's. I ate McDonald's on stream like yesterday. But McDonald's just tastes great, but the thing is, it's not healthy, and these kids don't know this. I know this, but that's my whole issue. But
Exactly.
yeah, those kids don't know any better. The parents were taught poorly, and that's education system's issue. But now they have a way of changing. We already have Jamie Oliver, who is a professional chef, of course, who is trying to teach them what is correct, yet they believe, no, my way of thinking is correct. And that's it.
It's just that people take being wrong as a personal attack when it isn't. Absolutely isn't. If you go your whole life thinking that 2 plus 2 is 3, then you are wrong. No matter how much you believe that in your heart, you are wrong.
Yes.
And who
It-
knows? Maybe science one day discovers that 2 plus 2 is actually 3, and you were right all along. But that's the thing. We have to be able to change our minds, what things actually mean, to what they represent, to what they describe. Because what was true 50 years ago, what was accepted 50 years ago, maybe it's not so nowadays.
Yeah. That's a thing with some education, the education system specifically, which is a lot of them don't update like as recently as you think. The only ones the only ones that do update are when the young teachers like come in and they want to like showcase new ways of doing things, which sadly isn't a lot because there's a lot of underlying reasons to why a lot of people don't want to be teachers, or why a lot of people don't want to be uh teachers of a certain subject, even though that they are more updated with new things. We definitely saw it recently with lot of older teachers who weren't tech savvy, of course, but also like
Yes, yes.
with the education that they're giving out. I okay, this is a bit strange, but I do recall that there was this one report that came out in the Department of Education in the Philippines, wherein the correct answer for the question, what is the sign of a dangerous person, in a
Hmm,
multiple choice question, and the correct answer was tattoos.
really?
This was taken
That's
out
strange.
last year. Not
Last year.
not several years ago. It was taken out and discovered last year. That, and only a couple years before that, was describing a certain race of people and saying that that race of people had a description on them. And one of the answers was a
And
tail.
tail.
Yeah, it was
Damn
not
it.
pretty. Yeah, that was not a pretty day for them. That was horrible.
Yeah, of course, of
It
course.
took them this long to update their their stuff, and it's not even fully updated. We're only discovering these things now.
Well, at least you're finding out about them.
At least now they are. But yeah, but sadly,
Yeah.
that's just the state of like people's unwillingness to change in terms of the education they were given or retained.
That actually reminds me of something else. Um, I speak English as a second language.
Yeah,
I have done so for a long time. I consider my level to be that of a native speaker, if not better, if I do
yeah.
say so myself. But in one of the many certification tests that I have taken,
Mm-hmm.
I remember one question that was I don't remember if it was a grammar question or if it was an inference question. The point of the question was that it said something along the lines of John wants to join the military. Why do you think that is?
Oh no.
And yes, yes.
Okay.
And the only answer was grammatically correct, was logical, and that fit in the context was because it's an honor to serve the U.S. Army. That was the only question the only
Ooh.
answer that was grammatically correct or logical.
Well, that's
Because
patriotic
it's
as
an honor
fuck.
to serve. Because it's an honor to serve the U.S. Army. Other answers were slightly wrong. Mhm.
Okay, I guess that's one way of doing it. It's one way of like instilling that patriotism.
Mhm.
Oh my lord.
I'm not a
Well,
conspiracy theorist, but that thing didn't sit right with me.
I don't think that's conspiracy at that point. That's just blatant. Okay, okay. Well, we I think we've stayed on one question too long. We should move on to the next one.